Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is your boy Jay, aka Herc420 on Instagram TV and Herc213 on YouTube, and I'm back with another interesting video for you guys today. Today, I just really want to share an article that I just read just today, this morning, too, about an interesting study about relationships and platonic friendships, or say romantic relationships and platonic friendships, and to really study that. This person did in Canada, I should say, but I really just want to really talk about this really interesting study about romantic relationships and platonic friendships, how this starts off as platonic friendships. And it's really interesting to just reading the article about it too, just really reading that study, I should say. And with studies too, it's just like and this is just my take on it too, and you guys can really disagree however you want. It's just like, studies can really just, pinpoint a few things that are accurate too, and just like other things, and just like, with romantic partners and just starting off as platonic friendship, in most cases that do happen too, but other times it doesn't. I don't know. That's what I heard in certain spaces too. I'm not trying to say it's true. I say there's a lot of exceptions to the rule. Because I heard in a lot of spaces, just for me personally, just watching on YouTube, and even just like talking to most people, they say most people you can't be friends with the person that you're really interested in. And I just kind of really find that harder to believe. It's like, are you sure about that? Because you never know, like, how are you supposed to meet someone how are you going to establish that connection and really create that relationship boundary that you guys really want to establish? So that's just something interesting I really want to share with you guys too, my perspective on it too, with relationship dynamics and how romantic relationships starts from platonic friendships. I really just find that interesting. And just feel free to let me know if you guys really have any opinions about it, or even just have intuitive feelings about it too with this article that I really mentioned. And I definitely will link the article to you guys in the description of this video, so you guys can really check it out and see it for yourself. I just really find it really interesting, because in most spaces, like I said before, most people don't agree to it, that romantic relationship starts from platonic friendships, and most people I heard, they say they do. So there's a lot of mixed stuff out there too, and out there in the world, especially on social media and even platforms like on YouTube. Especially, they just talk about this, like, especially in the male side of things. It's like you can't be friends with the opposite sex or anything like that. But with most cases too, like, people who are attracted to who they're attracted to, whether a man or even a woman who are straight or gay, or even just have different relationship dynamics if they're monogamous or even polyamorous too. And so that's something I really want to share too. And I'm not an expert with relationships too. I have my own problems to deal with relationships and all that, but that's another story. But I just really want to connect with the energy too from the study, and really just do like a quick mini reading and just share some cards and some information that we could take and we could really integrate in our lives too. So that's something fun that you want to see too. Feel free to stay tuned. And the deck I'm using too, see if I could pull it up. Ooh. Is the Elemental Oracle deck by Stacey DeMarco. So this is really one of my favorite decks I use for all my readings from now on. And if you guys are really interested in checking that deck out too, I'll definitely link it in the description below as well. And I am going to dive in this reading, see what we can take from this study. Really interesting. Let's see. Let's see. Oh. Sorry about that, folks. See if I could really dive into energy. Okay, cool. Interesting. Hmm. Let's see what else we can take from this. Huh. Interesting cards. Very interesting. Oh wow, these are some very interesting cards I pulled up here for this reading. For this um, reading about the study, I should say. And the first card the first card I drew was the building card too. And this is like a really this card really means it's just like, if you want to like build something, like say like, with anything, you just really good time to do that. And especially for connected to this study with romantic relationships and platonic friendships. If anyone, especially who's single or even if they're dating someone too, it's to really continue to build building that connection, build those connections with each other too. Just really just having that, keep building that kind of connections we have for each other and especially for ourselves too. When it comes to, our relationships and our connections with people. And people that we're very interested in, especially when we're for dating or if we want to date. Too, that's what I'm sensing up to from this study. What we can take from this study, just to really continue to build that friendship, the connection that we have with the other person, or even with our friendships too. That people that we really are connected with, have a strong connection with, continue to really build those connections. And the second card I got too is the endurance card. This is really element of the rock too. This is connected to the earth. And this is like a really good reminder too, to really just, find that endurance, and in your any kind of relationship dynamic that you're in, especially if you're dating someone or if you're just like in relationship already too. It's just like, things can change in relationships too. And just like for both parties, especially if you're straight, you're a man or a woman, if you're straight or gay too, to really just find your endurance, that strength to knowing that, that you could go through anything too. And, relationships have their ups and downs, but, once we find our endurance, our strength, it could really just help us along the way too. So that's the second card I pulled up too. For the study. And the third card that I shared too, is really connected to the rock card, is the mountain card. And this is really all about clarity. And just like, for the study, like, mountains all about, a very high and very just, how you say it, clarity is all about looking at things in a bigger perspective, looking at the bigger picture. And especially if you're dating or if you're just like in a relationship, if there's like problems ahead or if you just want to resolve some stuff, you could always look at the bigger picture of things. You don't have to really just like, do something like any kind of I'll say crazy way, but you could, there's always a good way to really just looking at things in a higher perspective, basically, and just, look at the bigger picture, especially if there's any problems ahead or even just issues that you guys want to settle for yourselves too, with any relationship dynamic too, with the clarity card. And the last card I want to share with you guys too, just for this study too, and just a really powerful message too, is the power card too. Let's see if I can put this on the display here. It's the power card of volcanoes, and this is a really powerful message too. And this is really connected to fire, and this is just really saying for related to this study to really find your power in your relationship too, knowing your sense of power too, especially if you're a man or a woman, if you're straight or gay, just really knowing your self-worth as a man and a woman, knowing your power, owning that power too, especially to any relationship dynamic, and just really connect with that energy too. And just know, like, you don't have to really put anyone down just to really get your power too. It's just about owning your power too as a man and a woman to really connect with that energy, especially any relationship dynamic too, if you're monogamous or if you're polyamorous, wherever you guys are. Guys want to people who want to just want to establish any relationship dynamic for themselves or for each other, say both parties, or etc. It's always good to really own your power too, connect with that power, because no one can take that away from you too. And when you do that, own your power too, it really just helps, along the way with any relationship dynamic too, especially for ourselves too, as people. And so that's, I kind of took from it too, with the power card. And I hope you guys really like the cards I shared too, and the reading I did. Hopefully you guys gained some insight from it too with the study. I'll definitely post a link to the article too, if you guys really want to check that out. And also I'll post my Linktree too in the description also, so if you guys want to add me on social media, or even find some services that I provide with my Patreon page or my doTERRA page, or the Blissful Heroes community that I run too, or my Discord page, anything like that you guys want to check out, that's what I do. Feel free to check it out. And may we continue to creatively grow in our own lifestyles that not only benefit us as human beings, but our loved ones and our environment. Many blessings, y'all. Namaste.